What's going on, everybody? Chris here. I am standing behind the haunted house, and I'm looking at one of our fog chillers here. This year, Gina and I thought it would be really cool to have fog plumbed to where it comes out from under the basement, and then have another line plumbed to where fog's coming out above the front porch of the second level of the house. So I just wanted to give you a little tour real quick of the kind of setup we have. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with trash can chillers, it's real easy. You just take a Rubbermaid trash can and you drill a couple 4-inch holes down at the bottom. For our hose, you can use dryer hose, or what we used is a 4-inch convoluted tubing. You can get it at the hardware stores. I think at Home Depot it's like $7. They're 10 foot long, and you just coil one up inside here the best you can, and you can put ice in here. We usually put ice inside of trash bags so that we can pull it in and out and throw it back in the freezer. I've got the hose coming out, and then I've got it going underneath the basement, which I'll show you guys real quick how it's all set up. For our fog machines, we have several of them. We have real powerful ones, and then we have some weaker ones. For this guy, we use 1,000 watt. If we use anything more powerful than that, it seems to just blast the fog right through the hose before it has a chance to cool down. Even if the fog wasn't powerful enough to shoot through this, we could always stick a little muffin fan in here, which we've done before, but so far it seems to be working pretty good. The hose fills up with fog and then just sits in there and cools off, and then when the next blast from the fog machine goes through, it pushes what's cool through the little pipe out front. So now the hose comes out of the trash can chiller, turns and comes underneath the haunted house here, and this is right behind where the kicking legs is getting sucked into the basement window. The pipe, you can see I've just used some black duct tape. Started out with some gaff tape to just tape up those seams. This is where the 10-foot sections are getting plugged together. So now we follow the convoluted tubing to the very first outlet here. And what I did right here, this is the very first one, I just took some 1/2-inch PVC, drilled some holes every foot, and I just taped them up. Now this tape's not going to be, I mean, I'm sure some of you can think of some better ways to do this. I did this kind of fast, and I'm sure there's some leaks to this, but you know, for now it'll be fine. Plus we change our setups every year, so I don't want to do something too crazy, you know, that I can't use next year. Anyway, these little pipes, they go out and then elbow up, and just right on the other side of the plexiglass and the lattice there, I used some plumber strap to kind of hold this stuff where I needed it. The pipe curls around. There's a few more outlets right there. And then I stop it because that's the back of the steps right there. You can see the mess. I've got a bunch of flicker boxes running my pumpkins. And then you can see the pipe over there. And then all these lights that are clamped here, those are my lights that are hooked to my lightning simulator. And those kind of make it look like some stuff's going on under here, you know, like people are working or some creepy stuff's going on in the basement. Again, like wherever these 10-foot sections go together, I just tried to tape them up. When you tape them, you have to go all the way around so that you seal the ribs on the convoluted tubing to help prevent that. But the problem is that the oil and some of this fog juice just sits there and makes this tape slowly come unraveled, so you have to keep checking it. So here's the other side, and you can see every foot I've got it going, basically coming out of the convoluted tubing, and I've taped it really well. I had some holes that I had drilled from previous years when it was in the under the saloon last year, so I had to seal those up. I'm down at the very end of the pipe, and you can see I just taped it over. So now I'm in the front of the house, and this is the lattice and the plexiglass just underneath the porch here. And if you look down below there, you can see all the little PVC pipe elbows I was telling you guys about that are just pointing up. And so when the fog comes out, it just basically rises through those elbows. I have to go through and kind of make sure that none of the mulch is falling down and plugging up those holes. Alright, so now I'm up on the second level, and you can see I've got the little 400 watt fog machine sitting on top of our little cooler fog chiller. And I've got it plumbed where it's coming out. It's taped up to some more of the convoluted tubing. And unlike the basement ones, because these are going through the flats, I was able to drill a hole and then run a little small drywall screw through there to hold it in place. But on each wing, or the right and the left sides of the house, I've got these 3 pipes going out just above the porch, and then goes through this wall. So the pipe comes through that flat there, and now we're inside the middle section, and you can see I've got the little oscillating fan prop there with the skeleton attached to it, but you can see these pieces, because I didn't want to have to curl the hose up against the wall, I just ran some longer pieces of 1/2-inch PVC. And this is a big rat nest of all my LED wiring and stuff. And then the pipe goes through that wall, and then continuing all the way to the end on this side. You can see I've got the 3 taped and screwed down. And then on this end here, just like under the basement here, I've got the end just all taped up. So now I'm up on the top of the porch, and looking from this side, you can see the pipes. I tried to make them flush with the walls. You can see some of my cords from my pumpkins are going through that same hole. But walking around the front here, you see the 3 in the center section here. And then you got the ones on this side, and again you see the cords from the pumpkins going in. But what we've done is we've experimented. We tried spraying some water on this wood to kind of wet it and see if it clings. But what's really cool is even when it doesn't, the fog just kind of creeps up the wall and just really looks cool. We just use one of these little Hudson sprayers to spray the roof of the house or the mulch in front of the basement. They work really good. You just pump it full of air and spray your water. For our fog juice this year, we are using 1031store.com's LA Smog. It's the same stuff we used last year. We actually also used another one called Unburied Cemetery that they make. But for those of you who aren't familiar with them, definitely check out their website, and they're great customer service. Awesome fog juice. We fog up the whole neighborhood with this stuff. So this is what we're using. Alright guys, I have a 1000-watt fogger all heated up and firing away, going through the ice chiller here without any ice. Let's go in front and see what it looks like.
Alright everyone, I'm waiting for the fog to come out right now. Here it comes. Whoa. You guys have to remember that it's 90 degrees outside and it's a little bit windy. So it's not gonna lay down, but look at that. It's working good. Now, if you can just imagine us spraying the mulch wet right there so it can cling to it, and it not being very windy at nighttime, and the fog's just gonna lay down. Let's go check out the other side. Whoa! Look at that beautifulness. Oh yeah. I'm surprised that it's clinging and staying right now because it's windy and it's 90 degrees outside. Just wait for it to come on again, but you can see it's working like a charm. Oh, Chris, he is super creative. Oh, here it comes, here it comes. Focus. Focus. Nice. Ooh. What do you think?
I think it's working pretty good considering we don't even have any ice in there yet.
I know. There's a couple back here too. Oh. This is gonna look so good. Alright, you guys. We're fogging it up out here tonight. Come and join us if you want.